Been looking forward to this part of the trip from day one, minute one, because we are at a very special place, which I will describe accordingly to you in just a moment. And we are with the founder, James Doherty, at this beautiful distillery. You can see the wares laid out before me, but I don't want to tell any of the story before he does, because I think this man is the heart of a book author in the way that he sells his passion. Good to see you.
Matty, great to meet you, man.
How are you? Tell the world where we are.
Well, you're very welcome to the Ardara Distillery. So we're here in beautiful southwest Donegal. Glorious day as well.
It has been. Yeah. It has been. You had a chance to, or will have a chance, I should say, to speak to our group in just a little bit. We're super excited about it because they're going to get to learn about not only your whiskey, but also your gin. If you could kind of encapsulate it for us, what will we be hearing?
Our story is one of homecoming, essentially. My parents left here in the 1960s. I grew up in England, and we've come back to create opportunity. Distilleries are wonderful businesses for creating employment and sharing a place. They have a sense of place about them, which is really quite magical. And so we've brought back something that's specifically Donegal, the illicit distilling capital of Ireland. Celebrate Donegal, you know, they celebrate the people, the culture, this magical place. We look for, specifically, I love smoky whiskies, but we love soft drinking whiskies. That's what we're looking at. It's a beautiful place, and we're inspired by all of that that's around us, the coast, the mountains. Everything you see here is inspiring. And I'm contrarian. So I take a contrary view. So Irish whiskey, which is sweet and smooth and easy, we're taking an approach that's much more smoky, rich and challenging. So we'll take the guys through that a little bit later and see how they like that. And then from a gin world, the gin world has gone very sweet and frivolous, and we've gone to something super technical, proper martini gin. You know, so if you're into cocktails, we make an amazing martini, fantastic Negronis, things like that. So hopefully we'll take the guys through that, and maybe they'll like some of it.
So when you have different types of whiskey, I'm going to ask you to describe in a second, if I may, James. You have different types of whiskey. Can whiskey, in its essence, manifest a place, a time, a memory, an emotion?
Well, it does for me. I think all drinks can kind of do that, but whiskey has a more profound sense of place than anything. And I think if you can make a sense of place and then time, if you can put time on it, you can create a memory, a moment, and a memory that's so profound that you can smell it. You can see the people that are there, you can hear the sounds, you can smell it. And when you can do that, you can create flavors that evoke that. And if they're rich for me, hopefully they're rich for somebody else.
Almost like the emotions you get when you listen to a song that takes you back to a time and place?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can create a moment that for some will be emotional. And, you know, we use moments. I use moments in memory of, for me, this is the memory of my gran baking apple pie in the kitchen.
Is that the flavor?
The flavor, that's what, so in there you'll get hints of apple. It doesn't taste like
Which
apple.
one is this?
This is the legendary Silky. So this has got the least amount of smoke. The one that's closest to my heart is the dark Silky. And for me, this is the taste of my grandfather's pipe. When I was 10 years old, and I used to steal it and run around the house like I was the big man, you know? And so there's that tobacco-y, apple, ashy, and everyone has a moment where they remember their grandfather and some moment like that. And if I can paint that for you with taste, then maybe it takes you there as well.
And what are the hints that surround this in terms of the earthiness or the smokiness that you referenced?
So we use peat or turf to smoke the barley, to dry it, which gives you this amazing flavors that you smell in this area anyway, because it is our primary fuel source. The whiskey itself has a sort of salted caramel sweetness, a little bit like baked apples even, tobacco-y, like rolled tobacco that the old guys used to use in their pipes. And then it has that ashy, campfire-y kind of aroma, that pipe smoke. And for me, that I can see my granddad when I kind of when I'm blending it and tasting it.
What's classic about that though, James, is you just described everyone's granddad. It reminds me of my grandfather, who was an Irish cop. You know, that it's incredible. And so from there, where do we go, and what type of emotion or time can you evoke?
So this one, so the fine one is Midnight Silky. So you go legendary, and then you go dark, and then midnight. And midnight is smokier again, but this one I'm trying to capture the aromas and the smells and the kind of joy that you have as a kid before you go to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. And so there's all of those kind of Christmas smells, you know, cinnamon, nutmeg, you can smell brown sugar and raisins and things like that. So for me, that's a really comforting, but also kind of joyful moment. And we try and make that come alive in the Midnight Silky. So it takes you on a journey, progressively smokier. Probably not something people expect from Irish whiskey, but it is where Irish whiskey was back in 1880s, maybe.
So there's so many boxes that you're checking with what you're doing here, because you're bringing back a lineage, you're bringing back processes, you're bringing back flavors, you're bringing back memories, you're bringing back emotions. The one about, pre-Christmas Mass reminded me of anticipation, which I have great anticipation right now because of the description you have. I think this legendary one is what I'm going to try first. So it's all very, very cool. And I would ask you, if I may, just a wee dram.
A little one?
A little one. Mm. But you know why we're here.
Yeah.
We're touring the greatest links golf courses in the world. Is there a connection? Because you've made all these bridges.
Yes.
So I don't even think it's crazy to ask you this question. Do you see a connection between the journey of whiskey and links golf?
For me, there's this idea that there's a generic anything is an anathema. And actually, when you think about the Great Links courses of Ireland, anywhere really, but if you think about the ones of Ireland, they bring a sense of place, a sense of grandeur and challenge, and they all have an identity that is specific to where they are. And so you get to enjoy these different moments, which is very similar to what we're doing. We're trying to create a sense of place, a sense of majesty around the whiskies and Southwest Donegal, Ardara here. So for me, they do have a great parallel. Whether you're going to taste it in there, I don't know. I'll leave that to you. But
I love it. Are you going to join me?
I will. Yeah, surely. And so I'll join you in this one, because the interesting thing with Dark Silky is it's a little bit kind of bourbon-like in character. So it has an intense sweetness to it. So you get this kind of real salted caramel sweetness, like baked apple. Do you get that tobacco note?
Yeah.
The smoke is quite obvious. But if you've played a round of golf and you come in and you order this and you make it into like a paper plane or a penicillin, a really nice cocktail, or even drink it long with ginger beer and a dash of bitters and a dash of soda, then be about as refreshing as you get.
I like the way your beard reminds me of a links golf course as well. I have to say. Don't spit.
Sorry. My beard was fully ginger when I started this, and now look at it. It's like Father Christmas. So,
last question before we let you go, though. Is Silky available in North America?
So it's available in North America. It's in 48 states, I think. So it's actually across the country, so very good. Our real focus at the moment is New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, purely because we already have a bit of a foothold there, but you should be able to get it in every state.
Beautiful. It is absolutely delicious. It is that special, and I love when you can find people that have discovered what their passion is, and this one is one about bringing back the past while forging on into the future.
So we're going to taste the Silkies. The Silky is... These are blended Irish whiskies, so this is not whiskey that was made in the distillery, but I can give you a sample of some of that as well if you want at the end. This has been on the market since 2016, all blended with memories of mine. So when I made the recipes up, they're all trying to pick up different memories, and they take you on a journey through smoke, so they get progressively smokier. So if you're not into smoky whiskey, this could be a long 15, 20 minutes for you. But I'd argue they taste really well. They taste very different to what people know of Scotch as style. So it's not like that at all. It is something different. The Silky, or Selkie, is the mermaid legend of the West Coast, brought to us by the Vikings. So the Little Mermaid. So the Vikings came here. Donegal is not a Celtic Irish county. So it's made up of Pictish people, made up of Vikings, made up of some Celts, but also there's a Norman influence as well. So it's kind of, and Donegal means the fort of the stranger, because it's always a fort of the foreigner, because that's what it is. It's a county that's made up of lots of different influences. Before you get out of hand, my surname is Doherty. It means punisher. So just be aware. So that's where the Silky comes from. And the memory I've used to put this flavor together is the memory of my grandmother's kitchen, which was literally across the road here, and she's baking apple pie. So when you do it, you should get sort of buttered popcorn, sort of fresh green apples, a little bit of orange and ginger. But you won't get any smoke at this stage. So
It's there
if you're looking for it. And then when you put it on your tongue, the warmth of your tongue will bring it alive. You get sort of more like baked apples with that apple pie with brown sugar on the top of it. The memory we use for this one, if you can imagine a 10-year-old me, okay, 10 years old, I was a little bit smaller. Certainly, I wasn't round like this. I didn't have a beard, but I used to steal my grandfather's pipe. And I used to run around the house like I was the man of the house. And I wanted to recreate that moment. Look, I can get goosebumps thinking about it. But so the flavors are the flavors of my grandfather's pipe in the morning. So when you do that smell of it now, you get that sweetness. So it's like baked apples and tobacco. So for me, it's like that rolled tobacco you put in a pipe, yeah? So it's got a salted caramel-like sweetness. You were talking chocolate earlier. You get like creamy chocolate. And if you do the same thing,
the smoke is much more.
the smoke is more obvious. No. These are all an introduction to smoke. So it's about, the smoke is on the outside now. You get that dry, kind of ashy flavors of my granddad's pipe. That's what it's all about. It's just a nostalgia kick. The whole thing, I mean, there could be a business in it, but we don't know. So I'm going to try the third one.
That's a blended, Vic?
So this
Blended?
they're blended, yeah. Oh yeah, that's got gin in it too. So
That's a new drink.
yeah. Oh, sorry. There we go. Thank you, my dear. So, and again, we were talking. So whilst Aoife's pouring this for us, thank you, Aoife. This one is now the Midnight Silky, and so we're going from 15% of the blend being peated or smoky to 35% of it being peated or smoky. The significant thing here is this is actually a single malt. So it's 5 different casks brought together, and what it does is in these two, the smoke is on the outside. You can taste it on the outside. Here, when you blend single malt barrels together, it becomes a lot more integrated. So it will smell smokier, but it will taste less smoky, and it'll be a little bit more elegant when you kind of taste it. So it's not so obvious. So again, trying to just play with a different idea. And this is the flavor, for me, of Christmas in Donegal. So it's before midnight mass. We used to have a little snifter before we went out to mass. And so this is the flavor of that sort of cinnamon, nutmeg, Christmas spices, and sort of has that cozy, warm, fuzzy feeling that you get. Sorry? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it has all of those kind of aromas to it.